I'm Howard Rodman, and this is Trailers from Hell. Today's trailer is Caged Heat, which is exactly what you think it is: women in prison. It was directed by Jonathan Demme and produced by Roger Corman. Whenever you go see a Roger Corman movie, you could see, at that time, the birth of an astonishing talent, or you could see an exploitation movie. It was win-win. Come join us.
Prison as a place of punishment.
What do you need to make a woman in prison movie? Well, first you need some women in prison. And in this case, you've got Rainbow Smith, Desiree Cousteau. Can you think of better names for inmates ever? Then you need a new person thrown into prison for a crime she didn't commit or for a minor crime that never should have landed her in prison in the first place. That's Erica Gavin. Then you need a warden from hell. The worst person you'll ever meet who has absolute control over your life. If you're making a high school movie, it's Mrs. Togar. If you're making a prison movie, take a look. Then you need a shower scene. Jonathan Demme, the talented director who made his start with this movie, deeply understood his genre. He knew what he had to give the audience, he knew what he had to give the studio, and to his credit, instead of shying away from the cheesiness of the material, he looked at it with glee and gusto, the way a butcher looks at the neck of a chicken. Roger Corman once famously said, "And if you do a good enough job on this film, you'll never have to work for me again." If you take a look at the talent surrounding this film, which include certainly Academy Award-winning Jonathan Demme, but also the producer Gary Getzman, also the extraordinary cinematographer Tak Fujimoto, also John Cale, who did the score for this movie, you realize that the playground of New World, the playground of quote-unquote exploitation films, was actually where the cinema as we know it today was born. What are the other pleasures of a woman in prison movie other than women in prison and a shower scene? Well, you've got guns. In this kind of movie, pump action shotguns, always fun. When they get out of prison, you've got cars. In this case, the best movie car in the world, a brown Ford Crown Victoria.
My name's Crazy, honey. What's yours?
Bernice!
Two choices, Bernice. Do what we say starting now, or say goodbye to the world.
I'll take the first.
And so you've got a movie which is 1/3 cheese, 1/3 Godard, and 1/3 the place where the talents of the cinema of the 1970s first got the chance to make film.
If you could get in, they'd let you do anything. Caged Heat, rated R.